acne, concentration problems, putting on excess weight, and I could go on and on. Do you know that some of your favorite juices, soft drinks, flavored waters contain as much as 6, 10, 12, 17 teaspoons of sugar?
17. 17?
I bet you didn't know that 1 teaspoon of sugar is equal to 4 grams of carbohydrates. So when you drink a drink that contains 53 grams of sugar, do the math. How many teaspoons of sugar are you drinking?
Give me water instead.
Rethink your drink.
Hi folks, it's Natalie Burke. Y'all remember when we used to have to line up at primary school with our uniform sleeves rolled up so the nurses could give us the injection? Or that bad tasting drop of red liquid that they used to give us with a sugar cube to kill the taste? Wanna know just what I'm talking about? Those are our childhood memories. But while memories were being made, we were actually getting protection. Protection from illnesses and diseases like measles, mumps, rubella, and polio that could make us very sick or potentially kill us. Nowadays, there has been a noticeable decrease in the numbers of children being immunized. Why deny them a chance to be well or even to live? Come on, parents and guardians, step up for your children. Get them immunized and keep up with the immunization schedule. Stop lying and get your children protected starting today.
I'm Anne St. John, a consultant pediatrician. When packing healthy lunch boxes, do include a fruit, which includes a banana, apple, orange, or grapes to supply fiber. Aim for low-calorie packaged snacks without the mention of flour or sugar amongst the first 4 ingredients on the back label. 1 in 3
Get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
It's 6 o'clock. Good morning indeed. So good to have you with us on another Morning Barbados presentation. It's Thursday, February 22nd, and I'm Tisha Hines. I'll be here with you until 8 o'clock. Trust me, you're going to have a great day today if you stick around with us because we have lots planned for you. A little bit of entertainment, so some great entertaining things, much discussion, and of course we're going to share with you all the exciting events and activities that are happening all across Barbados and indeed the globe. That's complete with a news update as well. So coming up on today's show, we're going to tell you all about Shakuri Thompson, who's an exceptional youth. We know, we love to highlight the work of the young people all across Barbados. So that is a great thing for you to look forward to. We're also going to be talking about Community Explosion, which is an initiative being put on. Ray Vibes is going to be here. Cherish and Philippe Amy, they're going to join us this morning as well. And we're also going to talk with a few exceptional people. We're going to be introducing you to something brand new from Berger Paints. It is revolutionary in many, many ways. And Renee Cobham, Senior Brand Officer at Berger Caribbean, she is here exclusively to do the launch of that new product. So you definitely want to check in for that. Plus, we are going to check in and tell you exactly where you can find the crew for Q in the community today, because we want you to get out and enjoy Q as well. Of course, we're live from Standard on WIldey, Standard Distribution, and you're going to get an opportunity to see what's happening here at Standard as well. We've been receiving lots and lots of calls about all the wonderful products you've been seeing over the past few days. So we want to make sure that you get in on the action as well. And we're also going to tell you today about an initiative where you can get a chance to win big just by viewing Morning Barbados. You can get a chance to win with Standard. But we want to start this morning talking about the 2024 Hey Campaign Ambassadorship Program and regional focus for the Ashley Lashley Foundation. Joining us to talk a little bit more about it is a young woman who's been a part of this organization for the last 2 years, but she started community work from secondary school, QC, that is. So here she is, the Community Engagement Coordinator with the Ashley Lashley Foundation, Naomi Cambridge. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So good to have you here.
Yes, thank you.
It's good to see a bright, beautiful face in the morning.
Yours
yeah,
too.
and a big smile. All right, so before we get into the launch of this Hey Ambassador Program for 2024, I want to hear a little bit more about your background. What drove you to want to do some charity work?
Yeah, sure. Well, I come from a small island, as we all do, and so of course for me it doesn't really feel like charity work, it feels more of a duty. So since I was maybe about 17, 18 is when my climate journey started. So I started with raising funds with a group of students at Queen's College for the rejuvenation of Bahamas after their really devastating Hurricane Dorian in 2019. And after doing that, I didn't expect it to get the traction it did and the gratitude that it did. So after that, I found Ashley. Well, Ashley found me. And then I got started with the Hey campaign, and it's been history since there.
Oh, that's beautiful. You got bitten. You know, they say that,
Yeah.
you know, once you start that heart work, it's difficult to walk away from it. So this is the sum total of what you've been working on for the last 2 years with the foundation. So it must be near and dear to your heart.
Definitely.
So tell us more about it.
Yeah, sure, of course. So the Ashley Lashley Foundation has been running for about 3 years. and actually around 2019. So the Hay campaign is kind of like the baby of the entire foundation. So for those who don't know, the Hay campaign stands for Healthy and Environmentally Friendly Youth. And what it does is it tries to connect a multitude of global youth activists from all over the world together to train them and empower them and better them and give them the motivation and the tools to actualize their activism and to give them the opportunities that they would not have otherwise. So we represent so many regions. I think it's about 6. It's Europe, North America, Asia, Africa, Latin America, and the Caribbean. So yes, 6. And with that, we have reached, I think, thousands of ambassadors, have had hundreds of applicants over the past few years, and now our applications are open again for a new year.
That's beautiful. What are some of the specific areas that you are working toward or that you have trained young people in over the years in keeping with the general objectives of this campaign?
Yeah, so the crux of the entire foundation, but also the crux of the Hay campaign is climate change. So we've trained them to understand the different intricacies of climate change and how climate change is a very multifaceted issue. So how climate change connects to sports, how it connects to women, how it connects to climate change and health. Health is also a key focus of the entire foundation and the Hay campaign, seeing it as it is the first word in the name. And we've mainly had a main focus on climate change and health, but one of the things that we really use as our guiding point would be the SDGs. So the Sustainable Development Goals are something that we want to educate all of our ambassadors on and educate them on how they can connect their projects to achieving those Sustainable Development Goals in their own specific communities. So those are some of the things that we tend to focus on.
Tell me what the ambassador has to do, because it sounds like it's going to be a busy period. Is it for a 1-year tenure?
No, so at the beginning we had done a 1-year tenure, but every single year that we do the Hay campaign, we do feedback forms with our ambassadors and with our regional focal points to see what were the things that we could improve and what were the things that were good that we should continue to do. And one of the things was that the program, I think about 2 years ago, was just a bit too long. So now we have it in different stages. So we split up our regions. So we have cohort 1, which would be running for about 6 months, and then the other cohort would run for the next 6 months. So cohort 1 last year included Caribbean, Latin America, Africa, and I believe Asia as well. And with that, they would be focusing on the same things that cohort 2 would be focusing on, but just with a more focused group, with a smaller group so that they connect with each other more. And then also they would be having more attention from the people that we have training them and the people and us as the executive team as well. The ambassador doesn't really have to do much to get involved. It's super simple. You can just go to the foundation's website, look up Hay campaign, and the application form is right there, and all the different benefits that you can have and the different things you can apply for in the Hay campaign. And then when you're in it, we say that you just need to dedicate, I think, at most maybe 10 hours of your week to this program, because you really just have to attend the capacity building sessions, connect with your ambassadors, help us to help you with your projects, and if there's anything else that you want regarding climate change and health, then we're there to supply it for you.
There are also a number of benefits to be derived.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about that in terms of incentivizing those who are looking forward to applying for the ambassadorial post.
So I can definitely speak to that. So I started my entire journey with the Hay campaign. I was an ambassador, and then I got bumped up to Caribbean Regional Focal Point in the next year. So I know that growth is the #1 thing that you can get, because now I work exclusively with the executive team in the entire foundation. So growth and just education and building your skills is the #1 thing. But if you look on the website, the tangible opportunities that a lot of people tend to flock to are our main 2 things, which would be the Hay Global Climate Fund, where you can advocate your project towards us, give us a brief on what your climate activism project is or your health activism project would be, and we give grants of about either $2,500 or $5,000 USD to those projects. It's helped quite a few youth ambassadors across the years. I think we've given out about 6 grants so far, and there's on the website some traction to see how those projects went. And then the one that I can personally speak to would be the opportunity to go to the Conference of the Parties, which is the COPs that happen every year, which is the largest climate change conference in the world, which our own Prime Minister Mia Mottley goes to every year, and many other leaders of the entire world go to. I was able to go last year to Dubai, which is an area that I've never been to before, but also an experience that I've never had before, which was super enriching, and I can only thank the Hey campaign for that.
Well, now you know we're thoroughly intrigued. So you have to tell us what your particular area of focus was and why that engaged you in the way that it did for you to pursue it in this manner.
So I started as a Hey ambassador, which is just any activism, any youth activist can come in and start as a Hey ambassador. But then the year that I got chosen to go to COP28, I was actually the Caribbean regional focal point. I did not plan to apply again for the Hey campaign regional focal point. I had a plan to apply to be an ambassador again, but some other people in the campaign that I had met had encouraged me to go for the role of regional focal point, so I did. And I was able to just be able to lead the Caribbean ambassadors and help them with their projects and give them the guidance that I had also received in the previous year. And when I got chosen to be the regional focal point to go to COP, it was something that I never expected to be chosen for. But I was able to go represent not only Barbados, but the campaign itself, and go and take part in different panel discussions and meet so many other people and meet some ambassadors in person that I wasn't able to meet, because since we're such an international organization, we have a lot of online connections. So I have connections with people in Africa and Asia, but I was able to meet them in person for the first time at that conference.
Sounds like growth.
Yeah.
Here you are presenting yourself so well, you know, guiding other young people along. So what has it done for you on a personal level, being able to go in, first of all, as an ambassador and kind of move up the ranks?
I think the number one thing for me has been the connections that I've made. Beyond all of the opportunities, beyond the professional growth, I think it's been the people that I've met, because I've been able to broaden my scope so much, meeting people not only in Barbados but also across the entire region, and seeing the things that they're able to do and learning from them and being able to share my stories with them as well. And also learning from people who are completely out of my region, in the African region, in the Asian region, in Europe, in North America, so many different amazing people and amazing young people, some even younger than me, who are doing absolutely incredible things. And I think that in and of itself is empowering to me, and it makes me want to keep going.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds exciting. I also am sitting here stewing, wanting to hear about your Dubai experience, because that part of the world, a lot of people are going there these days. And of course, we see a lot more people on our feeds. So we get to experience through them a whole lot more of what's happening. So this morning, for those of us who've not been to Dubai, we're going to live vicariously through Naomi to talk about her experience at the COP conference, which, as you mentioned, is just, you know, at the height of everything we're talking about with climate resilience and climate change and the like.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was an incredible experience. So COP28 was, I think, one of the largest COP conferences that they've ever had. Seeing as it is in Dubai, it's always the biggest and largest and grandest of everything. But it was really interesting to go to, because it's coming from a small island, coming from Barbados, and then going to one of the richest countries in the world is already disorienting. But then, as like one day later, you're at the COP conference and you're seeing, I mean, extremely influential leaders just walking past you. So that in of itself is something that you have to immediately get used to. But I tried to mainly keep it close to home. So the first place that I went to when I landed at the COP conference was the Barbados Pavilion. One, because it was the very first time that Barbados has ever had a pavilion before. And also because I just felt a need to be connected back to my roots and where is home. So I went there, and I was able to connect with so many other Bajans that were there as well. And then they connected me with other people that they knew. And before I knew it, I had an amazing community of people that I was able to explore Dubai with and do so many different fun activities. Even though I was only there for about 4 days, I would love to go back. But it was a really busy, very, very busy, but enriching experience.
Enriching in many ways, I can imagine.
Yeah.
What are a few of the things that stay with you from that experience? Pardon me. Of course, you know how beautiful it was, but then so many other countries, their focus is so different.
Yeah.
If only because of the climate, if only because of who they are, you know, where they are in the world, literally and figuratively. So for us here in the Caribbean, our idea of what climate change and climate resilience is not necessarily the same as what's happening in other places. So what were some of the main focal areas that stay with you about all that was happening at that conference?
So even though we're so different, we still have that one focus, which is climate resilience. That's why everybody's there. But everybody had their own different specific focuses within that main goal. Because of course, like I said, climate change is an extremely multifaceted issue. So it deals with many different areas and many different subsections in the overarching issue. So I think for the Caribbean, the number one thing was infrastructural resilience, ensuring that we have water sustainability, food sustainability. Those were the things that most of the Caribbean countries were focusing on. But then when you went to countries like Africa, it was mainly achieving their independence, a reduction on exploitation in their region, a reduction on fossil fuel usage, and then for some other countries, it was mainly empowerment of youth. So there's so many different focuses that each country has, and so many different things that are so important and hold near and dear to them on more of a personal level, because they're witnessing the issues firsthand. And some of them came from countries which whilst at the conference, their environments were already being ravaged. So I had met some people from Africa who said that their communities had already been flooded out, and they just got there through the skin of their teeth just to represent their people and their cultures and their communities. And it wasn't just people from, you know, the heights and flights of society. Some of them were from really small communities. The other ambassador from the Hay campaign that came with me, her name was Naya. She is from India, and she's from an indigenous tribe in India that's off the skirts of India, and she'd never traveled that far before, and she'd never done anything like this before, but she was there to represent her small community and her people. So stuff like that, I think, was the most enriching part for me, and to see the unique experiences of all those people and be so happy that they had a platform to share those experiences.
What did you tell people about Barbados? Because there's so many people, even as I travel now, there are so many people who say Barbados, and they kind of have to think about it, and you have to drop a few names, you know, do some name dropping to be able to, and then they're like, oh yes, I'd love to visit. So, you know, what were you saying to people about your homeland?
So I had good things and bad things. So
not bad things to say.
No, bad things to respond to.
Okay.
So Mia Motley was one of the names that everybody knew at the conference. So they ultimately already kind of knew what Barbados was. The bad thing was that a lot of people thought that Barbados was, they thought the West Indies was a country. So that was something that I had to educate some people on, because they know about the cricket. So there's the positive. Yeah.
You let everybody know that the West Indies isn't a country. Or maybe that is something, you know, that's what we're working towards. So
yeah,
maybe that's written in the stars.
Yeah, maybe it was a manifestation. But yeah, I said so many great things about Barbados. I only have great things to say about Barbados. We're such an enriching and amazing set of people here. And even though we're a small community and a small island, we are a really mighty and powerful island, which was already clear by having Ashley Lashley there. It was really impressive for me to walk around with her and have so many people already know her name and know the foundation, and they're from people all over the world, and she's there representing Barbados, and our whole Barbadian group in the Barbadian Pavilion was representing Barbados with their entire heart and their entire love for Barbados. So every time somebody came into the Barbados Pavilion, there were so many people there to greet them and tell them about Barbados and give them gifts from Barbados. So I mean, Barbados was well represented.
That's beautiful. In terms of the messages that we're sharing relating to climate resilience and so on, for young people like you who are already interested, you know, it's an easy sell. But do you find that people of your generation are truly interested, and are the messages resonating with them?
Yeah, so yes and no. So I think it's already of interest because it's our future. So of course we're interested in our future and the preservation of our future and the preservation of our homelands. So of course that's already innately of interest to us. But the problem is that a lot of people feel desensitized to the issue because of course climate change is the #1 thing that's being talked about all over the place. So many people start to just say, okay, yeah, I understand it, it's getting hotter, you know, the world is, there's global warming and there's many issues and there's hurricanes and floods. I understand it, but there's nothing I can do about it. And that's the mindset that we're trying to change. So we're trying to make people understand that climate change affects everybody, whether you're interested in sports, whether you're interested in fashion, whether you're just interested in business and the economy. Climate change impacts that directly as well. So we're trying to target climate change to each person and have them understand that even though it is an insurmountable issue and even though it's a huge issue, there is things that you can do that does definitely make a difference. So that's the main message that I'm trying to change in people's minds.
Absolutely beautiful. Good stuff. So let's get back on target because we're working today to encourage young people to apply
Yes.
to be ambassadors for this Hey campaign. You mentioned that it goes on for longer than a year.
Yeah, so you can, we'll have you in different cohorts. So you'll be either in cohort 1 or cohort 2. If you apply from the Caribbean, you're more than
So
likely.
you're looking for one person.
Yeah, well, we're looking for multiple people. So
Okay.
anybody can apply from the to be in the Hey campaign. We take as many applicants as we can get, and we will see your application, vet you, and then if you're lucky enough to be accepted, then you're accepted with the entire group. We don't have any limits on how many people can apply.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're hoping to get maybe 20 ambassadors stepping forward?
Maybe more than that.
And age ranges?
Age ranges, so about 9 to 27 is the age range that we accept, so we can be in the youth bracket.
And what are you looking for?
So we're just looking for passionate people who are interested in climate change and health, people who may or may not have projects going on already. You don't have to have like your own renewable energy farm to go and apply to be in the Hey campaign. I didn't have any of that. I was just passionate about climate change and interested in climate change and health. And I applied and I got to where I am today.
What do you think initially piqued your interest to get involved in this kind of way though? Because it's one thing to kind of sit on the outskirts and talk with your friends about climate change and maybe climate resilience. And we see it every single day because I don't know about you, but last year here in Barbados, I'm most certainly not accustomed to that much rain. So all of a sudden we were having all of this rain and then outside was hot. I don't think that we've, certainly not in my lifetime, I've ever experienced Barbados being hot like that throughout the year.
Yeah.
And even coming on to Christmas, usually, you know, for us, it really isn't cold.
Yeah.
But we say it's cold outside, you know, that kind of thing. So, you know, from your perspective, what was it, or what are some of the changes you've seen?
So I don't know a time where it wasn't interesting to me, but I think the #1 thing that kickstarted it was seeing the natural disasters that we had witnessed, both in the Bahamas and both in our own region, with little storms that nearly massacred us as well. And I realized, okay, this is a dire issue, and this is an issue that is very, very, very important to us, and also important to my personal future as a young person, and as a young person that comes from a Caribbean island. But the #1 thing that got me into the Hey campaign actually wasn't directly that passion, but it was Ashley. So I knew Ashley, and she was already so passionate about her programs and about her foundation, and she just sold it to me completely.
She was just made to be a part of these things. I mean, just the name.
Yeah.
The superstar name already.
I know, Ashley Lashley.
I can just imagine like what school days were like.
Yeah.
For me, people always just call both my names, and it used to annoy me, but people still do that. I mean, you know, I guess when your name rhymes or if they're short in terms of syllables, then people just go for everything.
Yeah.
Ashley Lashley. I mean, when you hear it, you can't look away. So it's wonderful to hear that she's flying this flag, you know, across the world and doing such amazing work. We check in with Ashley often, and you should check in with us often as well to let us know what you are up to. Let's go through the process of of application once because I didn't children so young.
Yeah,
So you said from 9
So,
to 27.
Yeah,
I love it.
One of our youngest ambassadors, I think. Well, when she started, she was about, I think she's like 13 now. That's Maria Marshall. She's from Barbados actually, and she's been doing absolutely wonderful things.
I've heard of Maria Marshall.
Yeah. So she's one of our ambassadors. So it doesn't matter what age you are. Well, once you're in the 9 to 27 bracket, you can apply to be part of the Hey campaign. We target it to all age ranges and youth.
All right, so the application deadline is March 7th.
March 7th, yeah.
So they still have a little time.
Yeah, you still got time. And the application process is not super long. It's really, you just go on the foundation website. You'll see Hey Campaign at the top there. Just click on Hey Campaign and you'll see either apply for a regional focal point or apply to be an ambassador, and you'll see the different benefits and the different guidelines under both brackets. And then you just hit apply, and it's just a application form. I think they ask for your CV. They ask you a couple questions about your interests and things that you do. And that's it. Then you're applied. I would say it takes maybe 10 minutes.
That's beautiful. 10-year-olds and 9-year-olds presenting their CVs. I think that certainly will put them in a different frame of mind.
Yeah.
But it's been beautiful talking to you, Naomi Cambridge, Community Engagement Coordinator with the Ashley Lashley Foundation. And you said it will only call for about 10 hours of engagement per week to be an ambassador.
Yeah.
And I think that will help to build some rounded young people. Definitely some great causes that you're tabling to be involved in. And there are many benefits to be had by being involved. So your last call?
My last call would be definitely apply for the Hey campaign. I mean, I know that I'm a bit of a biased person, but someone that has actually experienced the Hey campaign and been able to grow from it and experience so many different opportunities from it and meet so many different people, I have nothing but good to say about the Hey campaign. So I encourage everyone to apply.
All right, so make sure you get online and apply. You can go to the AshleyLashleyFoundation.org to find out a little more information. The AshleyLashleyFoundation.org. I have the crew just off to the side making all kinds of faces. What's up with you guys today? I wish there were cameras on you. You guys should be able to see how badly they behave on the sidelines of what's happening here. But I have a witness in Naomi. Hey, we're going to take a break here on Morning Barbados. As the sun comes up, of course, you know, it looks a little dark once we start, but as the sun comes up, we get to see what's happening here in WIldey as the traffic goes by, the children head off to school and so on. A special shout out to those of you who have your sports day today. Wishing you the very best. So be safe as you travel. Stay here though. When we come back, lots more.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Measles, mumps, polio, and even tetanus. I want to encourage every mom and dad out there to give your child the opportunity to live a healthy life. One that they will not only survive, but thrive. Protect your child as I protect mine.
Hello, good day. My name is Dr. Diane Brackett. I'm the Clinical Director at the Barbados Diabetes Foundation and also the lead consultant at the Diabetes Clinic.
My tip for the week is plan it. And what do I mean by plan it? If you think about it realistically, we all live.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Oh, what a beautiful Thursday it is. The week is swiftly going by, but no complaints, right? They say that we live for Fridays or the weekend. I don't know why. Weekends are work for me, man. If you get to relax on the weekend, you are lucky. But thank you for tuning in for Morning Barbados today. I'm seeing some familiar faces sitting on the couches today, and that means a good thing. We're talking community explosion is something amazing that's coming up. Philippe Amy is director of Inferno Entertainment, and Ray Vibes is an artist who is affiliated. So good to have both of you here this morning.
Good to see you, Tisha.
Is this a Barbados ID card on the front of your shirt?
It's not a protest. It's actually a local brand, Reflect. So we encourage people to really support local T-shirts, local designers. There's so many different designers out
But
there.
that's sweet, because this is being phased out, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That was your thinking behind it, yes?
Well, not necessarily. To be quite honest, even before the whole controversy with the idea and so on, I actually saw the shirt. It's a whole series of them, some have Bassa and so on. I thought it was very creative. So like I said, supporting local is something that we always try to do. There are a lot of T-shirt designers in Barbados. Like I said, this one caught my attention. The brand is called Reflect. You can check it out on Instagram. It's a female, I think she's a young UE student. Starting to be corrected.
Yeah.
But generally though, it's a 100% local brand, so I encourage others to go and support.
And that's sweet, and not to take away from what we're going to be talking about, pardon me, but I can still remember a time where people weren't necessarily that gung-ho about local brands, yeah?
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right, tell you what, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're talking to the guys a lot more. Stay with us.
Right.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hey guys, my name is John Yard and I'm the father to an amazing 3-year-old little boy. He'd say it like this: my name is Malachi John Yard. And Malachi, he's a super adventurous little boy. He loves to explore, he loves to have a great time, and it's my responsibility to facilitate such. One of the things that I do is ensure that the spaces where he's around, that they're safe from danger and harm. As a father, I also recognize that there's some things and some threats to his own safety as a child that we can't see with our physical eyes. That's why we believe in vaccinations as a family. I want my son, my adventurous little boy, to be as adventurous and as curious in this world as he possibly can, safely. We believe that DPT vaccination safeguards our son from tetanus, from diphtheria, and so many other viruses that are out there. My parents did it for me, I'm doing it for my son, and I really hope that you do it for yours. God bless you.
I am Anne St. John, a consultant pediatrician. Selecting water instead of commercial juice drinks or sweet drinks or sodas is recommended with meals and with snacks. Parents are advised to choose alternatives. Avoid drinks where the first 2 ingredients on the back label are water and a type of sugar. The high frequent consumption of sugar contributes to developing overweight and obesity in your child.
What's going on, everybody? It's Mahalia from Mahalia's Corner and the band to Mile Hill. I'm about to become a mommy for the very first time, and I know there's so much that I can't control as my baby grows up. And while that's the truth for all parents, there are some things we can do to help set up our little ones for a long and healthy life. And one of those things is making sure that they're immunized against deadly but preventable diseases like polio, rubella, and mumps. Things like measles have been making a recent comeback due to a serious decline in childhood immunization. Now, my mommy made sure we kept up with my immunization schedule when I was little, and now here I am, healthy, and about to do the same for my own bundle of joy. So I encourage you to get your little ones immunized, keep up with their immunization schedules, and give them the best chance at growing up strong and healthy and having the opportunity to make a positive impact on the world.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, heading up to the 7 o'clock hour. We're on the other side of the clock. So make sure that you get out of the house so that you can be there on time wherever you're going this morning. If you're at home, maybe on vacation, or you're retired, good stuff for you. Still find things to do, though. I'm sure you're going to find things to do around the house. So we were telling you about community explosion. We kind of went off on a tangent, and I'm known to be a tangential speaker, so you shouldn't be surprised. But Ray Vibes is also here with us, and I've seen you perform on a number of occasions, as well. So talk to me about this community explosion, Philippe. I know usually with the productions that you're a part of or you back, there is always some deeper focus.
Well, community explosion, it's all in the name. Community, as it's spelled out, and we accentuated the unity within community, just to, kind of emphasize the importance of more than a space. We often think community is a location or an address or something, but community is really the businesses within your community, the parents, the kids, the elders. So we really want to bring everyone together on Saturday. Every tent that we're putting up is sourced from some person within St. John. Every vendor that's going to be there is from St. John as well. We have Real Vibes, he's from St. John. So we're really trying to bring the different aspects of the community together on Saturday. The headline act is Anthony B. He's going to be here performing live for the community as well. So obviously everyone is excited about that. We know his catalog is relatively deep and fiery. He's a world-renowned artist, reggae superstar. So we're adding, like I said, I don't like to say local acts. I like to say reggae acts that are from Barbados, because we have exceptional quality in terms of music across Barbados. So it's really, like I said, just a display of the community, what it represents, and all the different talents that we have, not just in St. John, but across Barbados.
I love that play on words, community, stressing the unity.
What
does it mean for you, Ray Vibes, to be a part of an initiative like this one?
Well, to be a part of an initiative like this is very good. True that it is something for St. John. I feel very compelled to be a part of it. St. John is my home, and I really am excited to see the full community, the full parish come out and really support, this event, and just, enjoy the music and just feel good,
Well, tell me a little bit about your journey with music, because I know, having experienced you in a restaurant space, I believe it was initially, I know that your repertoire is quite vast in terms of what you perform, but I know that artists also perform depending on the spaces they are and perform for that specific occasion.
Right.
So talk to me about the type of music that you prefer to perform and so on. But start, of course, by telling us your journey with music.
Okay, so my journey with music happened from school days to BCC, pretty much. I went to BCC and I did the music program. Upon completing that, I had formed the band, the High Synergy Band. The High Synergy Band, we have been able to, we won Reggae Artist of the Year in 2001, and we were able to do 4 specials. We did 1 live show and 4 specials. In terms of my journey thus far, it has been, I would say, very good. And definitely we're looking to do a lot bigger things. Myself solo, also with the band, and working alongside Inferno Entertainment. Yeah, we will look to see how much bigger we could do stuff. Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful. It's beautiful that you feel so passionate about your St. John community. And I feel like in Barbados we've kind of come a whole lot closer. I guess because more people have cars now, but where you had to depend on the bus, people were talking about behind God back and all that kind of stuff. So I would imagine you had to find your own play in St. John. I'm being bad, Philippe.
That's fine. That's fine. We get that all the time. So that's all right. We get that all the time.
But Anthony B, though, as you mentioned, his repertoire is off the chain. Here in Barbados, there are so many songs that kind of resonate with us. So that's why I feel Anthony B as an artist is one of those artists that Barbadians just have loved for generations and through the years. So talk to me more about what we can expect and how we can be a part of this community, Stress the Unity
unity within community. Right, so like I said, Anthony B, he is the headline act. We're hosting it at the Horatio Cook Pavilion, which is in Gore Hill, St. John. So like I said, this is really, in essence, a community event. I want to stress that in terms of the services that we're providing on the night, it's important for us to note that they're all from St. John. That's very, very important, because like you said, we've come through the years and we often hear that rural parishes are behind our back, it's very far, and that has come with some level of neglect over the years. I'm not talking infrastructure now, I'm just talking about in terms of entertainment. You hear Anthony B coming and you would assume that an entertainment package like this is more suitable for maybe the coast, maybe someplace more central. But again, Barbados is 166 square miles, so what really is central? So we really want to bring quality entertainment to rural parishes. Obviously, like Vibe said, St. John is our home, so that's really, you know, home drums beat first. We really want to, like I said, develop outside of the infrastructure and these things, bring quality entertainment. So over the course of this year, outside of reggae, we really want to engage the spoken word community, drumming, dancing, to really expose a lot of the cultural activities into the rural space.
That's
so
beautiful.
that's the foundation of it.
Good stuff. I saw you nodding in agreement.
Yes, definitely. That sounds amazing.
Good stuff. All right, so you're starting early.
Yes, very early.
Which I like to, because for a community event, I think that's important too.
Yes.
So you're not necessarily kind of working all through the night,
no.
But you're going to start early at 6 o'clock in the
we
evening. That was strategic as well, yes?
Yeah, definitely, because, you know, you mentioned Anthony B's catalog, and one of the beautiful things about reggae music is that you can really involve the entire family, and we want to spread the message of reggae music. We know reggae music is something that it carries a very positive message, especially for, let's say, for members of the working class, people who've been oppressed over the years, people within communities who feel as though they don't have as much opportunities available to them. So this is about inspiring confidence, that parish pride into St. John and so on, and we really want people to come out, engage. It's similar to what Q in the community is able to achieve on a weekly basis. You know, if you look at the highlights from Q in the community, where you have retirees, you have a whole demographic of people mixing, coming together. There's the food, there's the entertainment, there's the mingling. These things are important to keep developing the community, as opposed to, you know, social media has taken over. So actually having these events within communities to keep that camaraderie alive, I think is crucial going forward.
Yeah, in you know, along that line of talking about what Q is able to do, and by extension, community events, is it also extends your community beyond the constitutional borders of a constituency or a construct, because that's what it is. And as you mentioned, Barbados is 166 square miles.
Definitely.
So when we talk community, we're talking Barbados.
Barbados.
That's important. It must mean a lot for you, Ray, to be able to perform in front of people you grew up with, your family, you know, in the community that you grew up in.
Yeah. It's definitely exciting. Already I've heard from many people, already performing, we definitely there, you know. So I expecting to see a lot of friends, family, you know, to come out and support. And just naturally, I'm excited to just do it for St. John. Honestly, I have been performing a lot, but I have never performed in St. John. I don't think so. So this will be my first time actually touching the stage in St. John. And I just hoping that, you know, I put my best foot forward and I give them the best show that I possibly can.
Oh, that's beautiful. I know for a lot of people who just show up for events, they have no idea what goes into putting them on.
Definitely.
So this must have been a few months of work, of dredge work, to get us to this place.
Yeah, definitely. And the overall thing that I want to mention before we leave, I really am appreciative of the sponsors. You mentioned the background work when it goes into these events and so on. So I want to start by obviously, you know, thanking Anthony B, his management team, for understanding what we're trying to achieve in terms of, you know, bringing this whole community vibe into a rural district. So that's one thing. And then outside of that, we don't have a major corporate fingerprint on this project. All of the sponsors are small, growing enterprises, what we call small businesses. And, you know, we tend to stay away from that now because a business is a business. So I really want to thank the enterprises that have come on board and support. Many of them are from St. John as well. Boutiques, barber shops, regular rum shops. You know, these guys have come on board, you know, bought into the concept of trying to really develop St. John, the entertainment landscape in St. John. They've supported it wholeheartedly, and I want to thank them very much. I really appreciate it.
Ray, what do you feel this can do for the community outside of the entertainers being able to showcase their talents? What do you think it can do for the community, and still stressing on the unity in the entire concept?
Definitely.
Love it, love it.
Honestly, I think what it can do for the community is for sure inspire the young creatives, the young people that come out and they see, and young entrepreneurs as well, because they will come out and they will see the businesses, as Philippe has said, all of the vendors mostly are St. John people, and the performers. So I believe that it will be a very inspiring event for the young people, the old people as well, the elder people, the elder people, you know, they too can enjoy the music and the atmosphere because of the type of event it is. Yeah. So I honestly believe that this is going to be a very good event, and I really do encourage everyone to come out and be a part of it.
Oh, that's great stuff. Good to hear about all that's happening
Thank you.
in the St. John area, and I know this has been something that you've worked hard for a long time.
Definitely.
You always are kind of grounded and rooted in community events, and I don't know what kind of cemented your love for your community, because we all come from somewhere. Yes, we say,
definitely.
I love where I come from. I love my community. But to, you know, when I see you and I said, I know there's something deeper to this, you are always pushing St. John. From day one.
From day one, always. You know, we're a decade, 15 years into doing what we're doing at Inferno Entertainment. And you would know, Tisha, obviously, I am what you call some person who grew up running along the corridors of CBC. I really want to say rest in peace to my mother. She was some person who was into community at a very deep level. She really cared about young people, young ladies, pageants, events, you name it. She's always been involved in that. So I don't think I really have to hesitate when you ask me, you know, where I would have developed the love for community from. That's something that I really got from my mom. Even before her, my grandfather, he was a pastor. My grandmother, she was into church.
I never would have guessed, Philly. Your grandfather was a pastor?
Yes, he was. He was a pastor, Tisha. He was
the love of Jesus.
Yes, he was a pastor.
I'm being bad, you know.
That's fine. And he really was some person, you know, you're driving on the road, he sees some person walking, he stopped, pick up a stranger, and my grandmother would be in the back saying, you know, Preston, don't do that. And he would say, God is with us. You know, he was that type of individual.
Yeah. The names and all, I love it.
And all. So like I said, this is something that really came through our family in terms of serving the community. So I really want to keep it going, and I want to invite everyone to come out on Saturday. The event is totally free for the entire family. Like I said, come out and support the vendors. They're all from St. John, so you can come and get. The menu is going to be ridiculous. A lot of options, fish cakes, you name it. It's going to all be there.
People out of St. John
this
weekend. A free event.
Yes.
Building community spirit is what it's all about. I absolutely love it. And of course, not to mention that I think you got a lot of this from your mom as well.
Definitely, without a doubt.
We had a deep, long-standing relationship with her. I personally, she kind of got me into hosting. Because once I was at CBC, then she kind of got me to come and host the Miss Barbados pageants, which she was a major part of. So, you know, kudos to you for continuing the vibe and flying the flag. It's all about this weekend in St. John, the 24th, Saturday at the Gall Hill Hard Court.
That's right.
So make sure you come on up, be a part of it. 6 o'clock in the evening is when it starts. It's hosted by Bling. You didn't add in that part.
Yes, hosted by Bling. we have a lot of DJs as well. Who've really, and like I said, to every entertainer, every DJ that's come on board, you know, they've really understood the concept and they've worked with me accordingly, and I really appreciate it for making this possible. Totally free for the entire community.
Ray Vibes is going to be there with his fine self. Just make sure you get that in there. Cherish, Tuffy, Red Paul, Upright, and Jamaican artist Anthony B is going to be a part of the presentation. Did I forget to mention? It's FRWE.
That's right.
So, you know, get the posse together. And I love that it's a family affair. It's something that you don't have to think twice about bringing the little ones out to. It's Saturday night, so they don't have to go to school the next day.
That's right.
But make it this weekend at Gall Hill, Inferno Entertainment. Definitely lighten up the place. Thanks for coming through, guys.
I appreciate it.
Yeah? And when you come back, Ray Vibes, button up that shirt. Right?
Sorry.
Did you guys zoom in?
Nah.
All of this chest so early in the morning.
Still in trouble, Tisha.
Hey, we're going to take a break. When we come back, more Morning Barbados. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hi folks, it's Natalie Burke. Y'all remember when we used to have to line up at primary school with our uniform sleeves rolled up so the nurses could give us the injection? Or that bad tasting drop of red liquid that they used to give us with a sugar cube to kill the taste? Wanna know just what I'm talking about? Those are our childhood memories. But while memories were being made, we were actually getting protection. Protection from illnesses and diseases like measles, mumps, rubella, and polio that could make us very sick or potentially kill us. Nowadays, there has been a noticeable decrease in the numbers of children being immunized. Why deny them a chance to be well or even to live? Come on, parents and guardians, step up for your children. Get them immunized and keep up with the immunization schedule. Stop lagging and get your children protected starting today.
I'm Anne St. John, a consultant pediatrician. When packing healthy lunch boxes, do include a fruit, which includes a banana, apple, orange, or grapes to supply fiber. Aim for low-calorie packaged snacks without the mention of flour or sugar amongst the first 4 ingredients on the back label. 1 in 3 children in Barbados is affected by overweight or obesity. Let us join together as parents and care providers to reduce the further development of this chronic non-communicable disease within our communities.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning indeed. The sun is coming up beautifully. It's wonderful to be outdoors. It's wonderful to be able to see you passing by as you head off to work and school and join in all the fun here at Standard. That's where we are. We're live from Standard, teaming up with the crew here to bring you Morning Barbados. We have to say a special good morning at this time to everybody at the National Cultural Foundation. I know that you guys are working around the clock, that's right, year round, to be able to bring us all the exciting cultural events and shows, and we're just off NIFCA. You know, a few weeks passed, but still enjoying all that NIFCA was and all that it kind of brought to our community. And if we want to come back to community and talk about you know, things that are happening in the community, there's no better person to tell us about what's going on at the NCF than one of their cultural officers. And we're happy to have in studio with us this morning, Janelle Mitchell, the one, the only. She is cultural officer for theater arts. I know that you guys have gotten so accustomed to kind of checking in online. It's good to see you in the flesh, my friend.
Good morning, Tisha, and it's good to be here with you in person and not just on the screen as I'm accustomed being.
All right, so there's a major movement coming to the community as far as theater arts are concerned, so tell us more.
We have the Community Theater Project Series, which was proposed by Simon Allen, and the first play that we've staged so far is The House of Landship, and we've got a good response this weekend at the Crommermere School. That just passed, and it was well received by the public. And what's very important about it is that it is guiding amateur actors along with theater stalwarts like Winston Farrell to really hone their skills in the arts. So we have the showing again this weekend at Alexandra School, so that's February 24th and 25th at Alexandra School. And also the following weekend, we'll be at Foundation School. So we're inviting the public to come on out and to support those amateur actors, like I said to you previously, to give them an opportunity to understand that it's important to continue to hone the skills and maybe take up some career opportunities.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit more about the exodus of this project, how it got started. I know Simon is very, very near and dear to his heart as well. So to be able to have the NCF kind of jump on board and bring it to the community in this way feels really good. I would imagine he's very, very happy about that. So let's talk about how it got started.
Simon came up with the idea and he actually proposed it, sent it off to the Ministry of Culture. And as you know, as one of our agents, they pass it off to us at the NCF because we execute things like, you know, to a high standard. And because it's what we do in terms of fueling the development of culture, that is right under our nose, technically what we do. So it came to my desk at the Theatre Arts desk, for us to continue to develop it and to reach the community. So it's one of the first major projects that I will be doing as the officer in the community, to really get in contact with those young persons to understand that theater is a transformational tool. And we really want to bridge the gap with the older generation and the younger generation to pass off those skills. And this specific project in the communities give those persons who may have always wanted to be a part of a production and didn't go to, you know, the training at the different various schools, etc., but who want to, you know, learn more about the art form. So it gives them an opportunity to work on stage as actors and behind the scenes as stage crew members. So we have them partnering with stalwarts. So those who are going to be doing the acting, the amateur actors, were guided by theatre stalwart Winston Farrell, who is the director of and the writer of House of Landship. And we have some stage crew members who are getting or honing their skills and behind the scenes with props and working as assistant stage managers. And their guidance came from Colville Thompson, who is no stranger to this stage. So it's giving everybody an opportunity to learn from each other, because just because you're a little older and more seasoned doesn't mean you can't learn a new craft or a new skill from a younger, inexperienced person. So we're giving both of them the opportunity to level up.
Quite the contrary, it will happen. you happen upon somebody of another generation, you will learn something new, even if it's a new approach, a new word, something. So that intergenerational connection is very, very important. Let's talk about how it was received, because I would imagine not only from the participants, the people who were a part of it, both on and off stage, the parts of the planning of it and things like that, then the people who came out to see it, you know, we know, they're very vocal, Barbadians, so they will tell you, I like this, I didn't like that, I love this, you know. What was the response like?
Well, the good thing about the specific production is that at the very end of the production, there's a talk back. So we give the audience an opportunity to engage with the actors, to engage with the cast.
I love that. Feedback in real time.
Yes, and we had the Minister of Culture, Chantal Monroe night on the night. The first night, the opening night, and she really enjoyed it as well. But not just her, we had some persons from the Barbados Landship Association in-house, and they got an opportunity to see from a different perspective the landship being appreciated, and how really the next generation sometimes have a lot of questions in terms of cultural retention, because we know it's kind of a dying art form, but we're trying to save it. So it gave the opportunity for the audience, some of the older members, to share, you know, when they came out, when they first were associated with the landship and the susu. Well, the first, you know, susu, which will be the first meeting turn. And people talking about how, for them, it was something in the community. Sometimes their parents didn't want them to be associated with it, but they kept going. And this, we're talking about generations back. So the play in itself was well received in such a way that those from different generations, this younger generation now, got to see an opportunity from others who experienced it live and direct when it was really a rousing thing, the landship itself.
That's beautiful. And I'm glad you talked about, you know, kind of sharing our culture, our folklore and so on with a whole new generation, because this is exactly what this is doing. You know, encouraging them in another way. I was happy to see that a number of schools have now formed troops, and they participated in the Independence Day Parade. We had occasion last week, we were at Whole Town Festival, and we spoke with the principal of the Frederick Smith School, and they now have a very active landship group at the school as well. So at the community level, at the school level, you definitely are doing work to keep it alive.
Yeah, that was brought on by an initiative by the Chief Cultural Officer, Mrs. Andrea Wells. She has a landship program in the schools itself. And then my colleague Alicia Hurley Payne, she has the landship the dance programs in the school as well. So it continues the art form and it gives them an opportunity to learn more of our cultural form. So we're inviting CSET theater students to come on out and to witness the play. They can use it as part of their SBA critique for that component. So it gives them an opportunity to see a live play that focuses on our specific culture here in Barbados and give them an understanding or a little bit more questions beyond, you know, its existence and it moving forward. So we want to invite the public to come on out this weekend, Saturday, February 24th, Sunday, February 25th at the Alexandra School. The show is starting 6 p.m. Doors open at 5 p.m. And the best thing, Tisha, it's free admission, and they just have to come on down. There's no ticket this time around, so just come on down and take in a part of our Bajan culture. The House of Landship, directed and written by Winston Farrell, project director Simon Allen. I could just run through some amateur actors quickly.
Absolutely.
We have Marsha Greenidge, Rashawn Archer, Danica Griffith, Phelan Lowe, Letitia Christian, Kimberly Allen, Shane Headley, Miguel Hamilton, Andrina Carrington, Chloe Davis, Michael Tate, and I think I mentioned Arnold already. And Arnold and Michael Tate are seasoned performers, but it gives them an opportunity to pass off some of the skills to the amateur actors. So we want to see you or some of your colleagues and the rest of Barbados down at Alexandra School this weekend. And if you can't make it, come on down to Foundation the following weekend.
I love that you truly are going into the community. And this is some great experience for the people who are also participating and getting that knowledge and experience behind the scenes too, because as you move from venue to venue, obviously the stage will call for different changes and they'll have to learn to adapt. So this is great experience for them to go through. So everybody up north, you have to make sure that you come out this weekend and support the initiative. I love this. It's on 2 days.
Yes.
So you really have no excuse. If you can't make Saturday, then you make Sunday. So a 2-day production.
2 day.
Yeah?
2 days. So just set the day and the time. You work around your grocery shopping, etc., going to different events, and you come on out and support the next generation as they build their skills in community theater project series.
I know that this might not be encouraged, but from a personal perspective, you know, your thoughts. How did you feel about this production? And I know that it hits different when you're involved from inception.
Yes.
And then you're able to see it come to life.
From a personal standpoint, it was good to see it unfold in night, but like you would know, behind the scenes is usually very crazy. And we don't get to take it in the same way like the audience member, because you have to be more concerned with the lighting, the sound, the crew, everything that's happening behind the scenes. So from a performance perspective, as a practitioner or arts administrator, for me, it was good to see the reception of the audience, and that's most important, that they got to receive the message and got to take away something that is part of our cultural identity. So for me, I feel good about everything, and it's just the House of Landship. Come on out, it's free. This weekend, next weekend, see you guys 6 p.m.
All right, this weekend at Alexandra. Next weekend, we're heading to Christchurch Foundation. So make sure you come on out and be a part of it. Janelle Mitchell is Cultural Officer for Theatre Arts at the National Cultural Foundation. Good morning to all of the NCF crew. Always good to see you, especially in person.
Yes.
Yes? We're going to take another break. When we come back, still to come, Berger Paints, they're here, and they are launching something brand new today with Mornin Barbados. You truly will be amazed. Stay with us.
Problem, boy? I'm a blasted boy. Don't you listen to me, and you listen to me now. There is always need for help. It's one of them slaves that refuse to jump ship.
Every year, millions of children die from causes that are preventable and treatable. Scary, right? It's a songbird Nikita, mom of 2 young boys, Knox and Noah. And rates of immunization have been backsliding to their lowest levels in the last 3 decades, which means that children are missing out on routine vaccines that can help keep them safe from deadly diseases like measles, mumps, polio, and even tetanus. I want to encourage every mom and dad out there to give your child the opportunity to live a healthy life, one that they will not only survive, but thrive. Protect your child as I protect mine.
Hello, good day. My name is Dr. Diane Brackett. I'm the Clinical Director at the Barbados Diabetes Foundation and also the lead consultant at the Diabetes Clinic.
My tip for the week is plan it. And what do I mean by plan it? If you think about it realistically, we all live very, very busy lives. And if you take the time to plan your meals and nutrition over the coming week, you'll find that you'll actually eat healthier meals, spend less money, and they'll probably actually taste a lot better. So what exactly do I mean by plan it? Where are you gonna go? What are you gonna buy? Where are you gonna shop? What about your budget? When you're gonna cook food? Maybe when you're gonna prepare snacks for maybe the kids in the week. Take this cantaloupe for example. There's so many things that I can do with this. I could actually use this to make an unsweetened natural juice. Maybe hit it with a twist of lime. I can also cut it up and just eat it as fresh fruit. Maybe I can actually make a smoothie with it, with yogurt. You know what else I love to put cantaloupe in? Salad. Or how about using it as a chutney, a pickle, add it to meats. There's just so much stuff that you can do with just the simple things that you can buy. So remember, the health of our children matters. What you put in is what you get out. So plan your best life today.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you indeed. It's time for an update of the news. Youth Minister Charles Griffith says government is committed to providing real-life empowerment and employment-related training opportunities for all students. He made the comment as students from the Ann Hill School celebrated their recent participation in the Division of Youth's Pathways program, which forms part of its employability initiative. Now, among other things, it exposes students to the world of work and all it involves. During the event, the students were presented with their certificates and tokens having completed the program. And Minister Griffith reassured the students it would not be a one-off opportunity.
The principal would have indicated or hinted that she wants this program to continue, and ma'am, long may it continue for you. We are doing all that we can to ensure that those persons in society that may be deemed outside of mainstream are included in our programs, because the truth is that all of us live in a society where we know that there's all kinds of things that are attached in terms of how we treat each other. And I know from what is happening at the ministry that we're shoving down, pushing down, knocking down all of those walls that before were a hindrance to persons, young people, sourcing programs out of the ministry.
Meanwhile, principal of the Ann Hill School, Imelda Bell, says their aim is to empower students and to equip them with the skills and knowledge which are essential for independent living.
In our society, sometimes our students are the last ones picked. Sometimes they do not have a voice. And as we work together and come here as teachers, parents, students, I am heartened, I'm deeply heartened by the opportunity to witness our students in this celebration this morning for their hard work. And we look forward to a long and rewarding partnership in the future.
Now, students Shaquan Aline and Shaquan Bancroft spoke on behalf of their colleagues to express gratitude to everyone involved for facilitating the program.
Thank you for creating and delivering a special program to assist us with developing skills which will benefit us when we graduate from the Art Hill School and firmly join the world of work.
Through discussions and engaging and interactive activities, we learn about communication, teamwork, work ethic, clothing, language, and behavior which are appropriate for the workplace. And perhaps our favorite topic, managing our money.
And as we continue talking about students from the Ellerslie School got a valuable insight into the world of work and the offerings locally as that is career showcase. Scores of representatives from government and private organizations alike mounted booths at the Black Rock compound, displaying tools and products while others offered demos or just shared information about their jobs. Principal Andrea Baptiste tells CBC News that is the first time the showcase returned following a break due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
You can see we have the firemen, social workers. We have a plethora of jobs that our students we know are able to get information about. Also, happening at the school today is our subject expo. Students of the third year have been given the opportunity to hear from our heads of departments about the subject offerings of the school. Finally, we haven't left out the upper school. We have for our fifth formers some of our colleges and our tertiary institutions who are here with us today and sharing information as to how to get into these institutions, you know, what are the expectations, what should they be focusing on.
And some of these students shared their opinion on the showcase with us. They also talked about which professions intrigued them.
The police department. I like how they have their utilities and everything such as that. Well, in the future, I would really like to own my own business, doing like maintenance, carpentry, and such.
I think that everything that happening here is new to me because I never to friend and like I never had this at the school yet, so I think it's great.
I find it very useful for the future. I find everything here cool, the daily chain, the suits and everything, and I really like it a lot.
Government Senator Gregory Nichols says the opposition is confusing and conflating the Labor Clauses Concessions Act. Senator Nichols, in his contribution to the debate on the bill, says it is not intended to police other labor bills. He added that the charge that breaches go unnoticed is incorrect because this legislation is between taxpayers and government.
To come to this legislation and say it does not have the procedural mechanism to notify the employer would be unfair, and therefore the system of due process is not being followed because the government is not going to be moving to remove a concession and the employer is doing this for the first time. This act does not police the operation of the legislation mentioned in the second schedule. The act creates a mechanism for government to remove the concession in a manner that requires all it can see is due process here.
Meanwhile, opposition Senator Tricia Watson is warning that the Labor Clauses Concession Bill spells legal trouble for the government as it contains more questions than answers. In her contribution in the Senate, she described the bill as clumsy in its execution and missing several elements.
It is going to create uncertainty for people who have invested and are intending to invest. I reject the idea that it will not cause concerns for people who are intending to invest. And the people who are intending to invest aren't just the people who are going to come with a big project. It's people who we're asking to take money out of the bank who may be incentivized to do so because they have a relief from withholding tax, for example.
Government is committed to supporting entities in the third sector to help them significantly boost their ability to better impact their specific areas of focus. That's according to Minister of Labour, Social Security and the Third Sector, Colin Jordan, who made the remarks during a third sector workshop hosted by his ministry at the Warren's office complex and entitled Governance and Leadership for High-Performing Boards.
You can't do all that you want to do just based on passion or love for people. You need resources beyond capacity building. The government has reserved 5% of the renewable, what we call the renewable energy pipe, for third sector organizations. Now you can imagine that it is much more complicated than just making that statement, because there are many, many third sector organizations and many organizations that will need assistance financially.
Minister Jordan adds that government has therefore started the conversation regarding how the commitment can be made a reality for third sector organizations.
We are still in the process of working through how we can make that happen. There obviously has to be some kind of mechanism, some kind of framework within which there can be that participation and then the distribution of funding. But that is a work in progress, and I use this opportunity to update you on that because I know that some of you have heard of that before, and some of you may have participated in some of the early discussions on that matter.
The Morning Barbados News Update. Join us for Newsday at 12 noon here on TV8, which will be followed by The World at 1 on our radio network of stations, 100.7 FM, 94.7 FM, and 98.1 The One. Morning Barbados continues after this. Do stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hey guys, my name is John Yard and I'm the father to an amazing 3-year-old little boy. He'd say it like this: my name is Malachi John Yard. And Malachi, he's a super adventurous little boy. He loves to explore, he loves to have a great time, and it's my responsibility to facilitate such. One of the things that I do is ensure that the spaces where he's around, that they're safe from danger and harm. As a father, I also recognize that there's some things and some threats to his own safety as a child that we can't see with our physical eyes. That's why we believe in vaccinations as a family. I want my son, my adventurous little boy, to be as adventurous and as curious in this world as he possibly can, safely. We believe that DPT vaccination safeguards our son from tetanus, from diphtheria, and so many other viruses that are out there. My parents did it for me. I'm doing it for my son, and I really hope that you do it for yours. God bless you.
I am Anne St. John, a consultant pediatrician. Selecting water instead of commercial juice drinks or sweet drinks or sodas is recommended with meals and with snacks. Parents are advised to choose alternatives. Avoid drinks where the first 2 ingredients on the back label are water and a type of sugar. The high frequent consumption of sugar contributes to developing overweight and obesity in your child.
What's going on, everybody? It's Mahalia from Mahalia's Corner and the band to Mile Hill. I'm about to become a mommy for the very first time, and I know there's so much that I can't control as my baby grows up. And while that's the truth for all parents, there are some things we can do to help set up our little ones for a long and healthy life. And one of those things is making sure that they're immunized against deadly but preventable diseases like polio, rubella, and mumps. Things like measles have been making a recent comeback due to a serious decline in childhood immunization. Now, my mommy made sure we kept up with my immunization schedule when I was little, and now here I am, healthy, and about to do the same for my own bundle of joy. So I encourage you to get your little ones immunized, keep up with their immunization schedules, and give them the best chance at growing up strong and healthy and having the opportunity to make a positive impact on the world.
Hi, good day. I'm Auntie Diane to some of the children in my life, but I'm also Dr. Diane Brathwaite from the Barbados Diabetes Foundation. So it has been shown that consumption of sugar in excessive amounts contributes to diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, acne, concentration problems, putting on excess weight, and I could go on and on. Do you know that some of your favorite juices, soft drinks, flavored waters contain as much as 6, 10, 12, 17 teaspoons of sugar?
17.
I bet you didn't know that 1 teaspoon of sugar is equal to 4 grams of carbohydrates. So when you drink a drink that contains 53 grams of sugar, do the math. How many teaspoons of sugar are you drinking?
Give me water instead.
Rethink your drink.
Hi folks, it's Natalie Burke. Y'all remember when we used to have to line up at primary school with our uniform sleeves rolled up so the nurses could give us the injection? Or that bad tasting drop of red liquid that they used to give us with a sugar cube to kill the taste? Wanna know just what I'm talking about? Those are our childhood memories. But while memories were being made, we were actually getting protection. Protection from illnesses and diseases like measles, mumps, rubella, and polio that could make us very sick or potentially kill us. Nowadays, there has been a noticeable decrease in the numbers of children being immunized. Why deny them a chance to be well or even to live? Come on, parents and guardians, step up for your children. Get them immunized and keep up with the immunization schedule. Stop lying and get your children protected starting today.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Welcome back to Morning Barbados, something brand new. We have a big reveal for you, and we're happy to have Renee Cobham, who's Senior Brand Officer with Berger Paint, here with us this morning. And we're here for a new product launch, a new product reveal.
Yes.
And you're promising that this is going to be thoroughly exciting. I'm excited already, Renee, so welcome.
Yes, good morning, Tisha. Good morning to Barbados, and also good morning to the staff of Berger. Last up, I didn't do it, so I get, feel a little licks.
I have to say good morning to the staff of Berger. You know I have a history with Berger Paints. That's one of my very first major jobs, working with Berger Paints, and I thoroughly loved it.
Well, today, Tisha, I brought you a series of things, and the last time I was on Morning Barbados, we spoke about the benchmarking results, and that's still ongoing, where Berger ranked #1 in a lot of the categories that consumers would have asked for, which is washability, adhesion, quick drying paint, high coverage, those types of things. But today, I'm introducing not just Morning Barbados, but the whole of Barbados to our Berger Flexi Trowel. Say, what's that?
Berger Flexi Trowel?
Yes, Berger Flexi Trowel.
Come on, let me put this down.
Yes.
Let's get into it.
So basically, we do have a texture coating. It's called Berger Trowel On. But consumers would have asked, and I should say market demands, asked for something that was highly flexible in a texture finish. So people want something that is a one coat application, that you can use it on the interior and the exterior, because people looking at cost. But also bear in mind, we have been having an increase in earthquakes and tremors and shakes.
Got you.
So from the time that happens, you can see those hairline cracks and see that I just spent so much money painting my exterior, painting my interior.
And now I can see cracks in it. Absolutely.
Yes.
So this is really interesting. And I know that, I've seen it before. Let's talk a little bit about how long it's taken for Berger to be able to, bring this to market, because I know this signifies a significant amount of research and development.
Yes, so in 2020, 20, and I mean that may seem like just the other day, but before then we would have started, but 2020 is where we really started, where our technology team started the research. They would have acquired these samples from not just local but international brands and sent it to an external entity for unbiased and objective, assessment of the products, including ours. And from there, then we would have worked and refined our particular texture coating. So by 2022, we actually surpassed the foreign leader in terms of a flexible trowel finish.
That's beautiful. That's
yes.
That's quite the feat.
So
now, for me as a consumer, as a homeowner, if I'm going to use the product, I see you've brought your color library, which is an extensive and very, very beautiful library. It's important that we're able to match colors as well, maybe for people who are doing a little touch up or going back. So, are you adequate in that area as well?
Well, yes, our color library, it's 2,000 plus colors because each time we keep adding more.
Did you say 2,000 plus colors?
Yes, it started off as 1320, and that's actually before then. I was before my time, but 1320, then 1800, and now we have 2,000 plus colors.
Wow.
And if you don't find a color in there that you don't like, I find it highly doubt. But if you find a color in there that you don't like, you can also get the competitor brand. So our Flexi Trowel is tintable to the colors in the color library as well as Coral Stone, which is very popular.
All right, that's beautiful.
But what I want to show and demonstrate to you, here we have some samples of our Flexi Trowel on some birch wood. Now, if you just shave wood, it will bend naturally. So you're putting it on and you can take up one and bend and flex, right? So for homeowners, they can see that, okay, well, all right, fine. You can feel, you can rub your hand over it. It is not scratching you or anything because normally textured things kind of like cut you and whatnot. So I'm doing that there and pretty good. But what is amazing is this.
Is that the product on its own?
Yes, this is our Flexi Trowel here on its own. You can basically...
This is pretty impressive.
Yes, you can bend, twist. So when you do have that earth tremor or earth shake for matters, not just here in Barbados, no, throughout the Caribbean, because this is something that we are experiencing.
Renee, this is phenomenal.
Yes, it is. Our lab, our technology team, headed by Debbie Ann Barrow, Kevin Shepherd's in there, Jeff, Vincenzo, and then by extension the whole production team, the factory staff, everyone that put their hands and their heads together to get this to market.
Wow.
So we have it available in coarse, fine, ultra coarse, and ultra fine. Now the ultra coarse and the ultra fine are a special order, of course, but that's not funny. But for us, the more popular grades are fine and coarse, and we have coarse readily available now at our color shops. And if you're looking for where our color shops are, we have one conveniently located close to Standard. So if you're here to collect your soft furnishings, a wide selection of soft furnishings, you don't have to worry if your curtain will get run. It will not run on this. You can also choose your colors, again, as I said, from in Standards. So we have our color library here, but you can go to Sun Plaza, where Club Extreme used to be. I just aged myself a bit, but Club Extreme used to be. Or you can go to the north of the island across the road from Jordan's Supermarket in Town Square. We have a color shop there. Or you can go directly to our manufacturing plant. We have a storefront. Our color shop is also there. We're right off of the Mighty Grainer Highway. Yes, isn't it fun to play with? Yeah. Right off of the Mighty Grainer Highway. And you will be greeted with lovely customer service attendants who will be able to help you with, color shop attendants I should say, help you with your color selection, your product of choice, but especially you can place your order for the Flexi Trowel because this is revolutionary for us. It is complementing our textured portfolio. It is highly abrasion resistant, meaning that you could scrub either wet or dry, maintain the beauty.
And that's important.
Yes.
Particularly when you go with light colors.
Yes.
And you have little ones who like to mark on the walls and so on. And I mean, every day life happens.
Yes.
When you're doing stuff and you want to make sure that, particularly the high trafficked areas, I find that sometimes you have to rub them down. So that's important. So cleaning, that cleaning factor.
Yes.
Yeah, it's important.
That is important, and also for a point to note for people to just like, oh, she must have they just probably do a little something. It's not just a little something that we did. Our Flexi Trowel has the maximum range of what a flexible textured coating can do. So we are the top tier. No.
Is it different in terms of how you have to apply it? Will people have to train differently in terms of application?
So the applicators, so the persons who can actually travel can do that, but one benefit or one significant change is that you can apply it to an entire wall so it can sit a little bit, and then you can come back and do the pattern.
Oh.
So on jobs, what people would do with a regular trowel on, for instance, you would apply and then you might have another person then to do the pattern, do the swirl, do the swirl, do the swirl. But for the flexi trowel, what you're able to do, you can coat an entire wall and then come back and do the patterning. So if some person is looking at cutting costs on a job, for instance, you might not have to pay too many. Not saying that it cannot work for anybody, but in terms of efficiency, you might be able to get a lot more done in a shorter space of time, because Joe Bloke and Joe Brown might be able to do 2 walls simultaneously as opposed to Joe Bloke and Joe Bro on 1 wall. So I can apply it here, and as I apply, you roll. So
Okay.
it gives you that. But
So there's that flexibility.
yes.
Oh,
And
that's beautiful.
yes, and as I said, you can get it in any color. It's tintable in any shade. It is highly flexible. It is, and like I said, it's low in
Low
terms
odor.
of, yes, low odor. It is
And I know that's what
environmentally
Berger
friendly.
is known for.
Yes.
That's technology that you also have worked on significantly through the years.
Yes.
From the years when I was there, that's over 20 years ago.
So yes, low odor, and it is fantastic. We are so proud, and we actually got it endorsed because, well, I should say, we have it endorsed through other applicators. So what we did before we brought it to you and to the Mornin Barbados family, we gave it to some contractors who gave it the green light.
Oh, that's beautiful. And that's important.
Yes.
The people who work with it
Yes.
and the people who are going to use it for their homes, because this is revolutionary, people. Now you have a few jars here, and you know me, in true malicious Bajan style, I want to know what else you have here in these jars to tell us about.
So we were speaking there about low odor and what our products and what we strive to do, regardless of any of the brands that we create, we try to keep it along the same line. So as I said, we're #1 from the benchmarking exercise that was conducted by our parent company, Answer Coatings. So what I have here for you are just samples of our decorative paints, a few of them. So we have Everglow here, and I have it for you to sniff or smell. I should say smell, not sniff, but smell.
And of course, we're playing for the low odor. Yeah?
Yes, yes, we are.
And this is so important, especially for people like me. Everybody knows I kind of have these ongoing problems with sinusitis. And, you know, if you're doing a little renovating, as we do in Barbados, of course, you want to make sure that you spruce up the house a little bit for Christmas and so on. So we're planning early because you might want to do it for Easter.
Yep.
Maybe you're renovating and you're looking, you're in the market for a paint, then this is a good idea.
This is our Royale. This is one of the bases. So a base is basically used to then get that color, that beautiful color that you want.
Yeah.
So you can paint and still remain in the space.
Yeah.
And this
Well,
is
I
our
can tell you
weatherproof.
that usually you open up
and you smell
some
something.
paint and the entire place lights up, and that most certainly is not the case.
This is our weatherproof. Again, it's another base as well.
Okay.
So weatherproof is for the exterior. It's our
Definitely
super,
low odor.
yes, our super premium exterior emulsion, right, for the outside. Now here I have samples of competing brands. I don't engage in certain things, but these are competing brands, local and external. So some of them are similar.
Well, this smells like hardcore ammonia.
Some of them are similar to ours in terms of reaching or striving for. Then others, we would say, kind of missed the mark. Look at me getting
Yeah.
paint all on my hands already
Yeah,
for
that's
the morning.
that's different.
Yes. So
yeah, you can definitely smell the difference. I
Yes.
should probably get one of the guys in here to smell it too. you
yeah,
know?
it would be nice.
They're off to the side behaving badly,
Yes.
as they often do. But
Chatting.
you know, they're really excited about
And
what
this
we have.
here is the last one that is very, very yep. It does leave a lasting mark that you don't want.
Definitely, it's very strong compared to, you know, what you're getting from the Berger brands.
Yes. So for us, regardless of the product, be it a super premium brand or an economy brand, we all make them to the same standard. So that's why it was really important that when we brought out the Berger Flexi Trowel, it also encompasses the same things that the market had asked for. You asked for something that has high coverage. We got that there in the Flexi Trowel. You're looking for something with a one-coat application, you know, low on cost. Again, you get that there with the Berger Flexi Trowel and also our Berger Trowel on.
Yeah, that can make all the difference if you are redoing a home or just painting a home for the first time, because we know that it can be quite costly,
yes, indeed,
to be able to paint or trowel your home.
Yes.
So to get this one coat application, it really makes a difference. And I love that the color library, which is a unique collection of 2,000 inspiring paint colors, yes, with your dynamic tinting technology. I love too that you can get this in every color. So even if you've gone with something different, because this is new on the market, you can still get that color match that you want.
Yes, and as I said, we have it available right now in coarse and in coral stone, because that's what's popular. Even though we have 2,000 plus colors, people still like to venture into the safe zone.
I'm one of those people.
Oh my goodness, Tisha, come on now. And even if you see your neighbor color and you want, borrow it. We can also do that for you. We can tint it. Once you bring a sample, we can tint it for you. And for those of you who like to experiment and want to see your space painted, you can go on to colorshop.com. That's colorshop.com, and in the top right-hand corner, click on Visualizer. You can upload a picture of your space and digitally paint it in any of the color library colors.
I love that. Not to mention that the Berger sales team, they are always ready to help you. So whether it's residential or commercial, give them a call.
And 41 Paint. That's 417-2468.
41 Paint. I love it.
Yes.
I want to thank you, Berger, for choosing Mornin Barbados to deliver this brand new product to the market. Make sure you check it out. Don't just take our word for it. And you're seeing for yourself, people. We're living in a time where we have to be far more conscious about our environment and all the things that are happening. And that means making our homes climate resilient.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. And for those of you who want to see the color library, come here to Standard, of course, when you're picking out your soft furnishings, so you can have your accent wall and your sofa piece.
I love that you have that relationship with Standard too.
Yes.
So, you know, these guys have their curator in store, so you can have your direct consultation with Berger, with the curator or the sales reps here at Standard. And as you mentioned, you don't have to get home and say, oh, this piece doesn't go with the wall, or this wall doesn't go with the piece. You're able to kind of match them in real time. I want to thank you, Renee.
Thank you very
for
much.
coming in and sharing with us. You're kind of quirky just like me, which works. They're interviewing and kind of talking to herself. So she's like, yes, it was in the complex by Club Extreme. Aging myself. Down the line. So I love that. But I love, more importantly, that this new product is here for Berger. So make sure that you check it out. I can't believe how flexible it is.
Yes.
All right, good stuff. And one quote, people. Go out and get some today, whatever you're doing, whatever project there is. We're going to take another break on Morning Barbados. And when we come back, we are into the arts and entertainment and a whole lot more. So stay with us. We might even get a peek of the traffic on the WIldey Road so we can see how things are shaping up on this Thursday morning. Stay here.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
I am Anne St. John, a consultant pediatrician. Selecting water instead of commercial juice drinks or sweet drinks or sodas is recommended with meals and with snacks. Parents are advised to choose alternatives. Avoid drinks where the first two ingredients on the back label are water and a type of sugar. The high frequent consumption of sugar contributes to developing overweight and obesity in your child.
We're going going on, everybody? It's Mahalia from Mahalia's Corner and the band to Mel Hill. I'm about to become a mummy for the very first time, and I know there's so much that I can't control as my baby grows up. And while that's the truth for all parents, there are some things we can do to help set up our little ones for a long and healthy life. And one of those things is making sure that they're immunized against deadly but preventable diseases like polio, rubella, and mumps. Things like measles have been making a recent comeback due to a serious decline in childhood immunization. Now, my mummy made sure we kept up with my immunization schedule when I was little, and now here I am, healthy, and about to do the same for my own bundle of joy. So I encourage you to get your little ones immunized, keep up with their immunization schedules, and give them the best chance at growing up strong and healthy and having the opportunity to make a positive impact on the world.
Hi, good day. I'm Auntie Diane to some of the children in my life, but I'm also Dr. Diane Brathwaite from the Barbados Diabetes Foundation. So it has been shown that consumption of sugar in excessive amounts contributes to diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, acne, concentration problems, putting on excess weight, and I could go on and on. Do you know that some of your favorite juices, soft drinks, flavored waters contain as much as 6, 10, 12, 17 teaspoons of sugar?
17. 17?
I bet you didn't know that 1 teaspoon of sugar is equal to 4 grams of carbohydrates. So when you drink a drink that contains 53 grams of sugar, do the math. How many teaspoons of sugar are you drinking?
Give me water instead.
Rethink your drink.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning. You're still tuned to Morning Barbados. It's time for us to highlight the work of another exceptional young man. Shakuri Thompson is a musician, filmmaker, etc., etc., etc. And we're happy to announce that he won the Erskine Calendar Award of Excellence for Filmmaking, which has been available for several years, but in the 50th year, which was last year, for NIFCA, he won this prize. So he is making history. He's made history as the inaugural recipient of this particular award. So good morning, welcome, and congratulations.
Good morning, thank you.
All right, so tell me what got you into the arts generally.
I would say for me it was more my mom, because like I grew up in a family where like she always played music all the time, and it was not only music, it was I would say she planted seeds, so it was like, come Shakuri, let's go and draw, let's go and paint, crayons, all that stuff. And she always pushed like imagination and creativity, I would say, more than anything, along with reading, of course, which helped fuel that. But yeah, that was where it really started for me. And then from there, I got interested in playing the saxophone, when I went to the Allen School. And yeah, it just moved from there, I would say.
How did that morph into filmmaking?
Well, for me, I would say I was at a shop or a store in Oysteins, and there was another filmmaker there, and he wanted a second editor. So I was like, you know what? Why not? Why don't I give it a try? So then from there, that is how I ended up getting into film from the editing side. But I would say on top of that, I always had like a crazy imagination in the science, so it was like cool to be like, okay, explore it, like how do all the cartoons I watch, how do all the film I watch, they get made. So I would say, yeah, like natural progression of things, I would say, yeah.
For sure, it's natural progression for you, because now you're in your 4th year of filmmaking, and here you are boasting that you were able to team up with an artist, Kweku Jelani, and do a music video, do the thing, and win big for it. So tell me about that collaboration.
Well, I actually went to school, Kweku, at Allen School too. So, and we played, saxophone, trumpet. We played together a a lot of times before, but came to little, whether it be gigs or just jamming. And then he brought out Little Time actually like 3 years ago, or 4 at this point. And I was like, bro, you need to do a music video for this because, you know, like, you're exceptional. You know, anybody who heard him play or ever seen his stage presence is actually very exceptional. And it's like, you cannot, you know, be pushing the artist vibe and then you're not, you know, having a product, you know, to go along with that. And then from there, like, I would say last year, we got into the process of, you know, making it all happen. We sat down, we had meetings. He was like, this is my idea. I was like, this is what I thinking. And then, you know, we just, you know, got everything together. So that's what the process was like, really and truly. But I would say it was a lot of fun.
Oh, so this is a big win for the Allen School. You know, you guys met in school. You're still collaborating even now. And I would imagine that the school helped to foster your love for music.
Well, yeah, because I spent a lot of time in the music room. Skip classes and stuff, which is not nothing to boast about, but I think some of my mom always says, like, if you have a love for something, you know, pursue it.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, a lot of that kind of gave us direction because now here we are with the Ministry of Education saying we're seeking to kind of switch it up, because there are some children who have that level of interest. And you shouldn't have to sneak around to show your love for the arts, to show your love for music. You know, so we hear a lot of students who are into the arts who, you know, they want to be in the art room, they want to be in the music room and so on. And hopefully the new changes that will come about with education will facilitate the students growing, the growth of those students who love the arts and who want to excel in those areas. So tell me about how you guys, both of you, felt after you received an award for this music video, which I'm told is the very first music video that Kwaku has ever done. Hard to believe.
Yes, it is his very first music video as well. I would say we were excited, but for us, we were both like very driven individuals. So it's like, okay, we did this, but no, it's like, okay, on to the next, you know, because even for me, in my mind, when I got offered to come here, in my mind I was just like, okay, the great work or where we see everything going is not there yet. So like, I'm that sort of person who's like, okay, I prefer going and work, get things done, and then when the whole thing is finished, then I could come and be like, okay.
Yeah, but we're celebrating small steps because it's important for you to celebrate these. And small is relative because I remember a few months ago, I was in the newsroom at CBC and we started receiving all these calls. My phone was ringing off the hook. The phones in the newsroom were going crazy. And someone told us a small plane just, you know, a small plane just crashed somewhere in St. Peter and there's something going on. So we were trying to figure out like what's going on. A plane crashed in Barbados? In the region of Port St. Charles, they said. Come to find out, it was Outer Banks being filmed here in Barbados.
Yeah.
And so that was a scene for the Outer Banks film or series. And you were part of that. You were part of the crew kind of charged with, you know, downing that plane. Tell me about that experience.
I would say I learned a lot from that experience. You know, not only did we have to sink, float, and assemble a plane, which was really cool, but it was cool for me to actually see like how big productions work, as well as I got to see what their budget looked like from, you know, the VFX artists that was there, because I got to spend time, like a whole day, which was very cool, even though I was working with the special effects team. And for me, it was also great because it was like you get to ask all these people on film, or on the set, sorry, like a lot of questions, you know, to help you grow personally. You know, one of the things I did was that I went to the special effects, the head of special effects, and I asked him, give me 3 rules for success, or 3 things that, you know, you would say to tell me, a much younger person, you know, as it relates to success. And that was really cool, you know, because like, here's a person who makes millions of dollars and they're just like, yeah, Shakari, you know, when all the industry is down, you want to make sure you're always working, because when it's up, you want to be the person getting calls. So like, never like, you know, stop producing work, never stop pushing, you know. So yeah, the whole experience was really great. And yeah.
Have you ever done any formal training in production or filmmaking?
No,
Because I seem to remember you said you got into editing because somebody said, I need an extra editor.
Right.
But this is amazing stuff for you to be able to start and you're self-taught and to grow to these lengths and already be awarded for your work. It is truly significant. So I know sometimes we downplay what we're doing, but I'm telling you, it's a big deal. So congratulations. Soak it in, like we're soaking up this beautiful sun here from Standard. Soak it in because you are doing phenomenal things. And we're really happy to talk about the exceptional work that you're doing in the area of music and film and everything else.
Yeah, thank you.
So what's that next big step that you're hoping to share once you get there? What are you working toward?
Well, ultimately for me, it is creating I would say a culture, because for me it's like, if you really, how to put it, if you really and truly want to like take everything to like the next level as it relates to Barbados and culture, then it actually starts in film as well as starts in the video game industry too, you know. And I think that places like Japan did an exceptional job with that, with their manga and anime. Is even though they have it catered towards the Western world, they have so much of their culture ingrained in it. So you actually learn so much about Japan just from watching a simple anime.
It's authentically theirs.
Right, exactly,
you know?
right? And that's the same that has to happen with Barbados. We have to push more to get our culture into film, our culture into those areas, because then people learn way more about Barbados. And not only that, right now, from what I am seeing, if we don't be careful, then a lot of our culture we have now could disappear in the next 10 to 15 years. So if you ingrain that into film, you ingrain into things that make the younger generation excited, like Black Panther, then we get an explosion happening with everybody like, okay, that's Barbados, we know about the land shit, we know about, you know, Mother, you know, Sally, all this other stuff. And then it's like, whoa, John Belly, my man, like you ingrain that all in film,
yes.
Something that's packaged amazing,
yeah.
And then the whole world knows about it.
All right, good stuff.
You know.
Shakuri Thompson, musician, filmmaker, award winner, etc., etc. Congratulations and thanks for allowing us to shower you with your flowers this morning as an exceptional young man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're telling you about a promotion that might be right for you. We're going to tell you how you can win with Standard and Mornin Barbados. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
I'm Anne St. John, a consultant pediatrician. When packing healthy lunch boxes, do include a fruit, which includes a banana, apple, orange, or grapes to supply fiber. Aim for low-calorie packaged snacks without the mention of flour or sugar amongst the first 4 ingredients on the back label. 1 in 3 children in Barbados is affected by overweight or obesity. Let us join together as parents and care providers to reduce the further development of this chronic non-communicable disease within our communities.
Every year, millions of children die from causes that are preventable and treatable. Scary, right? It's a songbird Nikita, mom of 2 young boys, Knox and Noah. And rates of immunization have been backsliding to their lowest levels in the last 3 decades, which means that children are missing out on routine vaccines that can help keep them safe from deadly diseases like measles, mumps, polio, and even tetanus. I want to encourage every mom and dad out there to give your child the opportunity to live a healthy life, one that they will not only survive, but thrive. Protect your child as I protect mine.
Morning, morning, morning.
So we're having a really good time here at Standard on WIldey, and the team here at Standard, they are truly exceptional. The retail sales manager is no different. Alexia Halliday is joining us now. I hope that you're enjoying having us here as much as we're enjoying being here.
No, we really are enjoying hosting you in store. Even interacting with your team, as you said, our team has been incredible. Your team has been extremely incredible as well. And they've enjoyed shopping in between the breaks. We've enjoyed the jokes behind the scenes and seeing what that looks like. So definitely.
Absolutely. So we are giving Morning Barbados viewers an opportunity to come along for this experience with us. Every day we're discovering something new in Standard. That's not necessarily good for my pockets. And I have to shout out Joanna as well, because
definitely
she is definitely racking it up. But our viewers are lucky in that we're asking them to do something special to be able to win with Standard and Morning Barbados.
So we have an interior curator that works with us on a regular basis, at least twice a month. She's present in store on Saturdays. That is Kimberly Payne of Emerald Living Interiors. And what she wants to do, we're going to have a competition where if you send a photo of a room that you want upgraded to info@standard.bb, she's then going to select a winner that is then going to have a free consultation with her in terms of guiding them through the process of upgrading that space. And that's not just going to be limited to furniture that you may purchase at Standard. It is going to be extended to basically what your needs are in the space. If you don't need furniture, if the furniture that is there is perfectly suited towards your needs, then we're not going to need to change that furniture. But basically, she wants you to be able to upgrade that space to meet your needs, to be able to reflect your personality, your lifestyle, and so forth.
Oh, that's beautiful. So I know there's a room in your home that you're thinking, listen, in here could use an upgrade, and Standard is going to help you along with Morning Barbados. So just snap that shot. It doesn't have to be perfect, and send it in. Again, that email address is info@standard.bb. Send it in. They're going to get their curator and the Standard team on the case, and we're going to make sure that we get you that knowledge and experience and understanding to be able to shape things up as we all are on a budget. To make it look nice without breaking the bank.
Exactly.
It is info@standard.bb. Simple. And of course, we're going to be sharing some of these rooms over the coming days while we're here. And we look forward to having Kimberly share as well. She's going to be on the show next week, sharing some tablescapes, showing you how you can update your spaces as well as we go through that competition. Tell us a little bit more about Kimberly.
So Kimberly Payne has been working with us from Christmas. She came in to work with us on a particular day when we were having an open house, and the customers really loved it. Lots of customers enjoyed meeting with her, being able to guide them rather through the process of being able to select the items that they may need. Sometimes you come in and you have in mind a particular look or a particular idea for a room, but there are things that you don't consider in terms of putting that together in a way that you would really want it to look. So she was able to guide you through that, be able to provide useful tips and so forth, that you're able to make the right selection. When you invest in hundreds of thousands of dollars in a piece of furniture or pieces of furniture, you want to make sure that you choose the right item.
Absolutely. And then, of course, Alexia is going to be along to tell us about all the things that you should be looking for when you are purchasing, so that when you buy that piece of equipment or piece of furniture or an appliance, you don't have to take off the door jamb to get it in. All right? So we're going to share all of those tips and bits and things. We're going to have a fantastic time and embrace the space here at Standard. Coming up today is Q in the Community. Where are we heading? We are taking you all the way to Cricket Legends on Fontebelle. It starts from 11 o'clock this morning, so make sure you head on down. There's a bus service. The Q bus service will be available from gate number 1, of course, at the Granville Williams bus terminal. So make sure you check that out. Follow us on Facebook at Q100.7 to view live streaming, and listen to the broadcast starting from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock on Q100.7 FM. The entire team will be there to take care of you. So tomorrow, more about Standard and how you can be a part of this competition. Singer-songwriter Lee Phillips is going to be in the house. We look forward to that for more reasons than one. She's officially a member of the CBC family, I'll tell you why. And we will meet an unemployed single mom of 3 with stage 4 breast cancer. She's sharing her inspirational story with us. That's all tomorrow as we get you ready for the weekend on Morning Barbados. As you go through your day, remember to wear a smile, do something good for somebody else, and most importantly, come on back tomorrow. Have a good one. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning.